Hey everybody, it's Cappy at Always in Stitches in Noblesville, Indiana. I hope you're having a super stitchy day wherever you are. Peter's behind the camera. Say hey.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, we've made it through the weekend. We're on Monday, on another week of running around the shop and doing what we do in here. So I'm in our blenders area, and if you've not been in our store, you may not realize we have like two cubbies and almost part of a third one where we have just our color wall, or what you call our blenders. And what these are printed fabrics that are sorted by color. And one of the colors that we sell out of, I don't know why it is, but I know it's true, is purple. Purple is a color that I just can't hardly ever get enough purple in, it seems like. Green we seem to always have plenty of, but purple I just can't get enough. So I just, within the last week, have ordered a whole bunch of purple. And so we've restocked our blender wall in purple. Now it's from the In the Beginning company, which I love their fabrics. Jason Uner has just an incredible eye for color, and the intensity on these fabrics is just awesome. So if you're looking for purples, we've got some fun ones. Look at this one. Ooh, look how pretty that is. These are for Peter. Peter's a purple guy. He likes the purples. Isn't that lovely? That would really chop up pretty. But the reason we have the blender wall is some of you are just have such a good eye with color. You can go through and pick out all the things you want, put a quilt together. Sometimes some of you aren't quite that skilled, and so you're better off working in fabric lines, which we have featured around the shop in different areas. So we'll keep a line together that lasts about 3 to 6 months, that a line gets to stay connected, unless it just really sells quick and then it goes to the blender wall. But once the line has been sold through and the bolts are getting thinner and not all the line is present anymore, because you guys have picked and choose from those particular lines, we take those bolts and they go into our blender wall. And that's what this wall is. It's just blended fabrics that are maybe parts of lines or leftovers of lines, or sometimes when I see we're lacking in a colorway, I'll go in and I'll just order that particular colorway. So they stay here then for maybe another 3 to 6 months at the most, and then once they've been here long enough, then they go to the clearance wall. And I'll give you a clue. The way we do that is we color code our labels. So when you look at our labels, you can tell, we can look at a label and go, okay, that's from this time period, that's from this time period, that's from this time period, based on the color of the price label. So there you go. It's kind of a little trick for us to kind of track our inventory, make sure that we move it efficiently, so you can always have fun new things to look at. So purples have just been updated. Other colorways are always being filled all the time. As we move new lines in, we have to move old lines out. So it's just kind of the flow of the way things, how they work in here. So I wanted to tell you about that, tell you about the great choices in purple. Now we're going to go look at a new fabric line that's come in from Moda that you got a sneak peek with Lenine. Okay, I've just come from the blender wall just around the corner there, and now I'm kind of just catty corner across from our cutting table. This fabric line, if you follow us on our Facebook page, you may have seen a little sneak preview of this. Nancy, who is our inventory specialist, normally puts all our inventory in, and she played kind of a little game with Peter and Lenine. We have this thing in the back room always going on, because when the inventory comes in, there's tons of stuff comes in every day, and it's kind of a process to get that into our point of sale system, get it tagged, get it priced, get it labeled, make sure we get what we ordered and we ordered what we got, and make that all happen. And so if people open the boxes and dig through them just in their excitement, before Nancy's had a chance to check off all her little boxes, things can get muddied up. So you may have seen a video of Lenine and Peter kind of teasing Nancy a little bit about this fabric line, but it's all here now. So we have got the jelly rolls, which are stunningly beautiful. This is from the Moda company. It's called Sun Drenched, and it's by Sweetfire Road, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah. I can't read from here.
Yeah. It's Sweetfire Road is the company that this is from. And here's layer cakes. So you've got your layer cakes to make those quick and easy layer cake quilts. And we have the charms and the mini charms. And you know, I don't know if you realize this, but these are just basically 444. So This is a fourth of this is a fourth of this. So these just get smaller and smaller and smaller. So these will actually fit together very nicely to make a quilt because of the dimensions, how they stack on each other. So these are really fun. So this is awesome. Look at these great colors in here. Look at this one. Isn't this lovely? I love these daisies. And navy with yellow is going to just really make me happy. We've got some great stripes in here, so if you're looking for something to make a border with or a binding with, these are great. I love stripes and borders. I also like them in piecing because if you place them right, you can get some really interesting dimensional effects going on with your squares. And then this has bees. You can't go wrong with bees. Look at the pretty bees. Now, it's not directional, it's scattered, so they go both directions. So that means you're not going to have to work around that directional issue. But it is awfully pretty. Look at this gold. Well, that's a great dot, isn't it? It's a good gold.
Moda's dots are the best.
They are the best, yeah. Peter was shaking his head in case you couldn't hear the rattle. And look at this one. I love this. This looks like a little locket. Look how pretty that is. Can you hear the noise in the background? We got several people at the cutting table. They're having a big time over there. So, and then there's some nice grays and beiges. That was going to fall on me. There's some nice kind of grayish beigey colors in here too. I love this. Man, I just need that in my stash. That's a good color. And look at this one. I love that too. It's a pretty neutral background. So lots of dots in this. Look at this one. This is, man, that's a great dot. Look at that one. It's not a gray, it's not a beige, I'd call it grayish. But man, it's perfect. So again, Moda Company Sun Drenched. So a lot of bolts in this. A fat quarter bundle would make into a beautiful turning 20 quilt, or a lot of patterns anymore will just be a fat quarter quilt. So I wouldn't hesitate one whit to get that in a complete collection of fat quarters. If you did, you'd get the per yard price instead of the per fat quarter price. So that's a good deal for you. Okay, fabric. That's kind of it this week. We had a lot of fabric quilts come in last week, so it's a little quieter in the fabric area, but we've got some fun stuff to show you in yarn. Let's take a trip back there. Okay guys, I'm back in our yarn department. Oh, it's so fun. It's that time of year, isn't it, Peter? I mean, it's yarn time.
Yeah, all the knitters are coming out.
They are. All the knitters are coming out. The crochet people are coming out. It's time to start getting those sweaters. If you don't have one made, you could still get one done. There are some classes, if you look on our class schedule, to do some knitting projects if you want to get in on that. But I'm featuring today this bulky yarn that we have from the Barocco Company. And it's a chunky, bulky, chunky. I think I can use those terms interchangeable, can I? But it is a chunky yarn. It is a very chunky yarn. And look at this fun slipper. Now that's a very large foot. I know that says a Euro 41, so that's a pretty good size shoe. That's an American 9.5, so that's a good size. But here's the thing. Look at the sole on the bottom of it. Soul Train. You're too young to remember that. There was a TV
I remember that.
Do you remember Soul Train?
Yeah.
There was a TV show called Soul Train. They would sing it out real loud and they would dance. It was fun. It was an American Bandstand kind of thing, but a little different. But anyway, here it is. This is the sole of the shoe, and look how it's got, you can connect what you knit so that you have a hard sole on the bottom of your shoe. We actually sell these called Booties Basic Edition Non-Slip Soles for Socks and Slippers. Free tutorials, crocheted and sewn slippers. So here you have it. There's a crochet tutorial on this one. This one appears to be a knitted version. So, yeah, I think that's a knitted version. But turn your socks into safe and durable everyday companion with Booties soles. Use them as a basis for your unique slipper creations. Knitted, crocheted, or sewn. Making shoes has never been easier. Isn't that fun? What a great thing to get. Here it is. This one is available from Knit and Crochet Now. It's a website that we have on the tag, so if you come in and want it, you can look it up. With knitting patterns, a lot of times we find that they're not available to us to sell as a retailer. A lot of the knitting pattern people want to work directly with consumers. So we give you the resource to get to the pattern, but as a retailer, we're not allowed to sell you that pattern. So if you come in and you're like, I want that pattern, and we say, oh, we can't sell it to you, but we can tell you where to get it, that's why. It's because they won't sell it to us. So there's your little booty. We'll put this little slipper in there so they can have the whole story. But look at all these fun colors. I mean, awesome. Okay, so here's my thought. Do them in yellow, and you'd look like you were a chicken. That'd be fun. Have a little yellow. I could do pink, so I could be my flamingo. That'd be fun to do some pink ones. So these also would make a sweater. There's a lovely sweater pattern that Janice teaches. And I don't see the sweater back here, but we've got a top-down sweater that I know that she does. That's a really good sweater that's done in a bulky yarn. Peter's finding it, perhaps. There we go. Here we go, flying through the air. So look at this great pattern. This would make out of that yarn in a lovely way. This just might have to be mine. This is awfully cozy. Again, this is a pattern available with the class. Chunky top-down sweater, and I know she's done this class several times. She's always offering it, but we could certainly work on getting a pattern similar to it if we can't get you the exact pattern. But this is great. It has a great feel for it. So if you're looking for yarn, our yarn department has really been expanding. We've moved into some acrylic yarns. There you go, back at you. We've moved into some fun acrylic yarns and in some other colors of our textures of yarn we haven't had previously. Trying to get an affordable price point. I know when Joann's closed, a lot of you were kind of scattering, trying to find yarn and fabric and things. We do have options for you. We are sad that that shop closed because, you know, just like everybody else, we all started stitching and quilting and using their products for us for making. Oh,
that
see, I'm a terrible toss.
That one's new.
This is a new one right here.
Yeah, those are new colors.
Oh, these are James
New
C.
brands.
Brett. This is James G. Brett. This is a company out of the UK. This is called Fairground, and it's a DK weight. I see socks. I see Peter knitting a pair of socks right out of either one of these. I can see it happening for sure. But these are lovely. I bet they really stripe cool too. Have we done anything yet to see? Do we know? I don't know if we've got any samples done out of this yet.
No, we don't.
Okay. So these are fun. These are really, really fun. Good price point too for the yard, 100 grams. Nice price point on this. It's from the James G. Brett Company. So if you're shopping on our webpage, you're going to go to Yarn, James G. Brett.
It would crochet, crochet beautifully.
Would it crochet?
It would crochet beautifully.
Oh yeah, it's acrylic yarn too.
Because of the color.
It's 100% acrylic. Yeah, so it'd be washable too. So this would be good for lots of things. Lots of things. So come back to see our yarn department. There's always somebody in this department who can help you answer your questions, direct you to some of our classes. Typically Monday, Friday, Wednesday mornings, there's somebody in here teaching a knitting class. Same goes for the crochet classes. They're usually Wednesdays and Saturday evenings. I know we're going to be having the first Friday of the month open starting in October, November, and December, and we're going to look at doing some classes on that first Friday as well. So watch the website, sign up for our emails, follow us on Facebook. We have so many social network avenues that we try to reach out to you. We're also on TikTok, and we are also on Pinterest. So if you're not finding us, I don't think you're just looking. That's all I can tell you. Keep looking until you find us. Okay, that's it for the yarn department for now, and we're going to go and talk about some more classes we've got coming. Hang on. Okay, everybody, I'm back in our Joy classroom, which is just kind of around the corner and down the road from where the fabric and yarn is. It's not hard to find at all, but we're over 9,000 square feet in this shop, so there's a lot to see. If you come and we're closing in 5 minutes and the first time in the shop, you're going to be sadly disappointed because you're not going to get to see it all. So we're here Monday through Saturday from 10 to 4:30, Wednesdays till 7:30. So if you're planning a visit, try and allow yourself at least a couple hours to wander around and see everything that we have to see. But our classrooms are available to anyone who wants to use them. There's some procedural things that we have to go through to make that happen. So if you go to our website on our classes link and click on that link, there's several documents that explain how you can use it if you want to teach a class, if you have a not-for-profit group that needs to meet. I know, for instance, there's a Quilts of Valor group meeting here tomorrow that are going to use this room so that they can sew and stitch and get some things done. So we do make that as an availability for anyone. So that's why I came back here, just so you could see these rooms. There's the patient's room, which will hold 8 to 10 people if they don't have sewing machines. They're just that's usually our crochet or cross stitch room. And then we have a small room called Peace. It's right across the hall here. It can be for a group of 3 or 4 people. It's also what we call our waiting room. So if someone is wanting to wait on a customer shopping in the store, you can go in there and have a seat. There's a TV if you want to watch TV or just sit quietly. You can enjoy that space. And then this is our Joy Classroom, and it's a little bit bigger. It has overhead projection capabilities, and it's a pretty good space. You can get 10 to 15 people in here with sewing machines comfortably, and if you're just sitting around a table, you can get about 25. So if you want to use our rooms, please reach out. Sandy at alwaysinstitches1.com is our coordinator for all of our facility classroom use, and she can help you find out if we've got something available. It is first come, first serve. I can tell you they are pretty well booked into 2026, but sometimes we have openings. It happens to be today there is an opening. So that's why we came back here. It's a little busy out in the shop, so we didn't have to compete with the noise in the background. But what I want to tell you about are some of the really fun things that we have got happening. There is a free, if you're a quilter and you want to play along, there's a free, let me say it again, free quilt program going on this Saturday, September 20th, on our M50 Mystery Always in Stitches Facebook group. It's a private group that you have to join, but if you get onto that page, you can join in on September 20th, that Saturday, starting at 11 o'clock in the morning. Every hour, half hour to 45 minutes, depends on how complicated the clue is. One of the clues will drop that'll allow you to make a mini 21 by 22 little quilt. Again, I say it's completely free, but it all happens on that Facebook group. It's the only way you can connect with it. And it's a great opportunity. We had over 200 people participate last time that we ran this program. It's a great chance for you to kind of get your experience into making a quilt. If you've never made a quilt before, it's a great way to kind of get started. It tells you how to choose fabric and all those kind of things. Or you can go to our website, the Mystery 50 tab on our website pages, and click on that, and it'll tell you all about it. You can even order a kit. You could still get it and have it delivered, or pick it up in the store and have it in time for this Saturday if you would like. That's the M50 Mystery happening this Saturday. We just finished a quarterly mystery. They're the larger quilts. They're more like a lap size quilt. And we finished that. It's called Aloha. And there's still some opportunities to participate in that. So again, you'll have to go to our website and to that group page on Facebook to participate. But the next one coming up, we have another quarterly mystery. It's called Island Hopping. Brain fade. Peter's in the background going, great save. But great save, yeah. It's called Island Hopping, and the staff are preparing the kits for that right now. So here's a kit. You can see, I can just hold up, you can see the end of the fabrics there. What we do on the quarterly mysteries, now these are not free. You pay a $50 entry fee to get into the program, and then we give that back to you in a $50 coupon that you can use in the store to buy anything you want. So it's really basically free to get in, but you do have to put a little money down, and then you get that back in money you can spend in the store. But to participate in island hopping, you would sign up. Now that won't happen until October 1st, and these kits will not be available till October 1st. But what has happened is the staff has selected the fabric for you to make the quilt, and it's a mystery, so you don't know the pattern, but you can see the fabric and decide, ooh, I think I kind of like that fabric. I would like to make that quilt. And so here's one that Kathy Dreyer selected, and I love this. It's a spring harvest kind of thing. It's not been bagged yet, but it's been tagged and put into the system. And then here's another one that I really like. This one is really cute little bunnies. Isn't this fun? I love that piece there. So be watching. If you want to participate in the free one, that's this Saturday. If you did Aloha, then you may have a coupon you need to get used up because we don't want to let those expire. And if you haven't done one yet, but you're like, I think I want to do a mystery quilt. Oh, look at that orange like that. That's lovely. You can get in on island hopping October 1st. So it's a lot to take in. There's a lot of moving parts to it. So go to the website. It does a really good job of explaining how that program works for you. And then the other things we've got coming as far as classes go is we have a pin loom weaving class. You guys begged for this. There's still some openings in it. I'd really like to see that class fill. It's lovely. The gals that teach it are weavers and spinners, and they dye their own yarn, and so they have a really good fiber knowledge, and it's a great class that you can get a lot of good information out of. If you have a pin loom, you can bring your own. If you don't have one, for a very minimal fee for what the value of a pin loom is, they charge you to buy one in the class. So if you'd like to look that up, again, I'm going to send you to the website. It just has all the information in a way that I can't give you through a video. That's one thing. And then two other things that are coming up that I really want you to participate in. We have a stitch-in day. It's in November. Look that up. It's just at our event center, so there's going to be plenty of room to spread out. It's a 2-day event. Very minimal cost. You just have to bring your own snacks and food, whatever you want to eat. And we just charge you a flat fee to have that room open and available for you to use for those 2 days. And then there's also a knit-in to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Malabrigo. Again, you need to look into that on their website, get the dates and all the information, but they're very affordable opportunities to just come hang out, because that's what we hear from you guys, is you want to come just spend the day hanging out in our store, and that's a real compliment to our staff, and it's just fun. We love having you guys here all day. It's kind of like going to a family reunion. So if you have an opportunity to get to the website, check out what's on there, sign up for a class. Some of them fill very quickly, and so if you see one and you don't get in, you can call and talk to Deborah and say, I missed this class, can you let me know if it fills? We don't do a wait list typically or take your money because we've had that get very complicated, so we prefer not to do that. The other thing I want to tell you about is we do have our Ship Shawana annual retreat planned in April, and that is going to be April, I think 16, 15, 16, 17. I'll have to get the dates. I'll have Peter plug in the actual dates. We aren't registering for that until after the first of the year. What we've learned is if we put the registration out too early, you guys register and then you change your mind and you can't come, and it gets to be a really muddy mess. So we're going to wait and start registrations in January for that event starting in April. But we do take a big group up there. We don't drive you, you have to drive yourself, but we meet in Ship Shawana, which is about 2.5 hours north of here. Lovely little town, lots to do there. If you've heard of Ship Shawana, it's an Amish community that has some really good shopping, and it's just a fun place to hang out. We've got a great farmstead inn up there that we all go and hang out. It's a wonderful day, but that's coming, so save the date and watch for the registration for that starting in January. So I think that's all I'm going to give you today. It's kind of a short and sweet what's new, but there's so much going on in the store, lots of opportunities. Oh, I know one that I didn't even get talked about yet is the Elemental Coat. So Teresa Coates, if you're familiar with Teresa Coates, she's an outstanding fabric creator. I mean, she doesn't really create fabric, but she does pattern design wonderfully. She's been here before a few years ago with her partner Hawk Hamilton, and they do a beautiful job of teaching classes, and she's going to be teaching the Essential Coat, which is the quilted coat, which is so on point right now. Everybody's got those quilted coats I'm seeing in the store, and they are expensive. So if you're having a historically antique quilt, maybe something that you've bought at a sale, or maybe even it belongs in your family and you want to make a coat out of it, this is the class for you. She'll have everything in advance ready for you. If you sign up, there's all kinds of links and things that she can tell you what you need to bring for that class. It's a 2-day class. It's a Friday, Saturday. Again, we're doing that over at the event center, and I expect that to sell out very quickly. That's December 14th and 15th, I believe it is. It is kind of late in the fall season to be doing, but it'd be perfect to get something done for a Christmas present. So if you can come to that Essential Coat class, I'm going to happen to be out of town that weekend, and I'm really sad because I'm going to hate to miss seeing that go on. It's going to be a really, really fun class, I'm sure. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you're having a wonderful stitchy day wherever you are, and thanks for watching our YouTube videos. Subscribe, and so you get notification every time we put a video up, and tell your friends about us because we'd love to see them join us here too. So see you next week. Bye-bye.